Hey guys, what's up? This is Tellz, and I am back with part 5, the final video in solving the Felcycle secret mystery. First, I have to apologize in my delay for releasing this video. I really don't have any excuses other than I've been doing some dope stuff in hardcore, so I gotta apologize right off the bat that it took me so long. But, let's jump right into this because we're gonna smash through step 8. And then we're going to also fly through step 9 and get you guys on your bike and cruising. What you got to do to start the whole thing is make sure that you have in your bag the Warden's Mirror that you got when you solved the Glazer puzzle and the Ancient Shaman's Blood that you got from solving step 6. You're also going to want to make sure you have your Relic of Crystal Connections. I'll explain that through the process, but get your butts down to the Karazhan Catacombs here, where you guys have already been dipping in and out of. But come back to this spot, take out your torch, and head on in with those 2 items in your bag. We're gonna get this step 8 knocked out, and step 9 is a breeze. So stick with me, guys. I'll explain every part of this process, and we're gonna get through this together. Good luck. Alright, so step 8. This one is a little bit trippy, so you guys are going to have to stick with me here, but I'm going to give you some good tips on how to get this one cruising and how to smash through it pretty easy. First thing that I have to explain is you're going to see these things located throughout the Karazhan Catacombs. There's a couple of them. I'm going to pull up a map here in a second to actually pinpoint where all of them are, but these are pressure plates on the ground, okay? So that's the first component to step 8. Is the pressure plates. The second component is going to be these statues. There's a bunch of statues that you can move, and you can choose whatever statues that you want to use throughout this step in the mystery here. But these statues, when you right click them, will attach to you and you can move them. So what we're going to be doing, as you can kind of see where this is going, we're going to move these statues onto the pressure plates, but there's a very specific method of doing so that I'm going to explain now. Okay, so I'm going to break this whole thing down for step 8 because it's a little bit trippy, but I'm going to try to explain this as simply as I can. There's a chart here, right? So, there's going to be 3 phases of this process. What we're going to basically be doing is we're going to go to a machine within the Karazhan Catacombs called the Enigma machine. I'll show you that in a moment. And we are going to activate that machine. When you activate it for the first time, you're going to be in lock number 1. Once you solve lock number 1, you'll now be in lock number 2. Once you solve that, you have moved to lock number 3, and then if you solve 3, you are done. It's completed and you've moved on to step 9. But what does that all mean? So here's the thing. When you activate the machine inside of the catacomb, it's going to spawn rats around the dungeon. You see this little rat right here? But these rats in specific are different than the actual rats that already exist. Go into options interface and make sure you have critters and companions checked. It'll show you the name above the rats now. You'll see these are called catacombs rats. You can disregard all of these catacombs rats. In fact, it's probably a good idea that you actually kill these so that they're not in the way during this part of the phase. But what we're going to be doing is, it's going to be spawning a number of rats inside of the catacombs once you activate the Enigma machine. So, once you've activated it, you're going to have to run laps around here and make sure you go into every single nook and cranny of this place. I'm talking all the way over here. You're going to want to go in these rooms here. And you're going to want to find out if there's any rats in here. You're going to want to find out if there's any over here. And they will spawn all over. So I'm talking about search every nook and cranny. But what you do is count them and get a total number of rats. And when you have that total number, we're going to go and put statues on the pressure plates that match the number of rats that we have. So I'm going to try to explain that here a little bit now that I've killed these all off. These are what I showed you in the beginning. These are the pressure plates. Here's a map that shows you where all of the pressure plates and statues are located, okay? I'm going to run to each one right now. So, you got pressure plate 1, which is right here. Pressure plate 2, right here. Pressure plate 3 is actually in here. It's located off to the side in the back. You can see it right there. You have to teleport into that one. Pressure plate 4. Pressure plate 5 is actually going to be the one that is all the way back here. I'll show you the map again in 1 second. Map it. Boop. Pressure plate 5 is right here where I'm standing. 5. Pressure plate 6 is going to be right here under the water. And then pressure plate 7 is going to be back here in this room here. See? Okay. Now that we've established that, there are statues as well. You can see them also marked on the map. I'm not going to run to each one, but they're the blue markers. So what does that all mean? Well, if you look here, these P's represent a pressure plate. Pressure plate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and activate the Enigma machine, count the rats inside of the catacombs, and then we're going to go place the statues on the pressure plate that coincides with the number and move to the next phase. So let me show you what that looks like. I'm going to try to do it alongside with you guys because it is a little frustrating and it can be a little tedious, but we're going to get this knocked out, guys. So hold on, super important side note. I was editing this video and I left out a really key piece of information. If at any point you are going through this process, counting your rats, and you mess up or make a mistake, when you push submit on the enigmatic machine, you're going to get shocked by lightning and you will reset back to phase 1, okay? Phase 1. So if you mess up on phase 2 or 3, make sure you're using column 1 when you restart the puzzle. If at any point you don't know where you're at or you're having trouble keeping up with your phases and you mess up, you can leave and reset instance by right-clicking here. You can say reset all instances and it'll reset you back to ground 0. So I just wanted to throw that in here, guys. So make your way over here. This is the Enigma machine right here. Ooh, one of the rats got away from me. Get over here. Ah. This is the Enigma machine here. So with the Warden's Mirror and the Ancient Shaman's Blood, we are going to go ahead and we're going to right click this and we're going to jump right in, guys. So let's go. We right click this and we're going to insert the Ancient Shaman's Blood. That's the first step. Insert the Warden's Mirror. That's the second step. And no, the third click of this whole thing is going to show you the begin and submit, where what you're going to want to do is click first begin, which will show you the dungeon echoes with the sound of mechanisms resetting in your text box. And then you want to click it again and push submit. Okay? So once you've pushed submit, make your way back to the very beginning portion of the dungeon. And you're going to notice that there are these little rat NPCs now that are just lurking around. They're just called rat. So what you're going to want to do is, starting from the beginning here at the base of the steps, we're going to go through and count every single one of these that we kill. Keep a tally. Okay, so we've got 1. And we need to check every nook and cranny, guys. Every nook and cranny. 2. 3. 4. 5. And it looks like this is the last one, so that's 6. So if we bring up the chart here, we'll see that 6 means I need to put 1 on pressure plate 6. That's going to be this one here, which is right by the cat room, and we just need to bring 1 statue to it. So let's go do that and see if that's the right amount of rats we counted. Okay, so you can see the pressure plate here under the water. We're going to pull the ogre statue on top of it, and you can see that it's got a blue beam to indicate that we've done it properly. It's right by the cat room. Just to verify, we've got pressure plate 6 right by the cat room. So let's go back to the Enigma machine and submit and see if that worked. Okay, once you've got your statues on your pressure plate, you're going to go ahead and click submit. And if you got this, which it says you hear the noise of mechanisms unlocking, that's good. We have to go do it again, and we have to be quick about it so we can make sure. Now we're on step 2, which is going to be lock number 2. So let's go ahead and recount the rats, and we've got to move the statue off the pressure plate. Okay, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it looks like 7 is our last. So that's 7 rats. Let's see what that means on our chart here, guys. On step 2, 7 is 2 statues on pressure plate 7. So pressure plate 7 is going to be the one in the nature room. We have to take 2 statues there. Let's go ahead and knock that out. Let's go. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put my first statue on top. We've got the blue beam to indicate that it is on there. And let's go ahead and get this second statue just from right here. Boom. And it is now green to indicate that we have 2 statues on top. So let's go back and see if that submit is going to give us a pass or a fail. Okay, moment of truth, guys. Here we go again. On phase 2, we have a mechanism unlock. So now we are on phase 3, which means we are in this category here. So let's go do it again one last time and knock this baby out of the park. Let's go. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and it looks like our last one is 7. Okay, so if it's 7, that means we are looking at 1 on pressure plate 1, which is right here. I'll do a rescan real quick, and then we'll do that if that's correct. So let me just go rescan just to make sure. I don't want to mess this up. Okay, I did a recount, and it looks like there are no other ones. So based on our chart, pressure plate 1 is right here. Let's go ahead and put our statue on top. And make sure that in every phase when you're doing this, you are removing the statues from the other panels, okay? You don't want it to mess up your little thingy. So let's go ahead and submit that. And let's see if we got lucky and did all 3 phases, guys. Here's the moment of truth. 3rd phase. Bingo! A great lock has been released. Congratulations, guys. We got through all 3 phases, and we now should have another little sun upon the top of this next pillar. Look at that. We did it. 8 o'clock is completed. It's tedious, it's annoying, but stick with it. Your numbers will be different from mine. As you obviously probably know, I was counting my rats and just showing you as an example. But make sure you count every nook and cranny of this place. Make sure you use your crystal to also include this room, and don't forget the 2 rooms at the base. The rats can be in really weird spots, like sometimes behind the boxes and stuff. So as you're counting those, make sure you're, not missing a single one, because it can really mess you up. And a hot tip is kill them as you go so that you're not double counting or leaving any for the next phase. It makes it almost impossible. But congratulations, guys. You made it through step 8, and I've got excellent news. because as an added bonus, we're going to smash through step 9 and finish this entire thing for you. Get ready to ride through Azeroth on your motorcycle. I'm going to take you to the next spot. Alright, guys. If you are at this point in my videos, that means that you have bore through the madness that is this mystery, and you are almost ready to jump on your motorcycle and ride around Azeroth. So bear with me. This step is so easy, it's going to blow your freaking mind. You got to go back to Dornogal for step 9, the last bad boy step, and navigate yourself to Azj-Kahet, back to the Farron's Advance, where we were in finding rats. Originally where we found rats, okay? So we're going to go back there, and I'm going to show you guys how to get there again, even though I've shown you once before. But go to Farron's Advance. Let's get our butts moving, however you want to get there. But go to Azj-Kahet. We're almost done. Alright, guys. So we are here at Farron's Advance. You can see my little pointer thingy here. And if you are here, it looks like this. It's got these big pillars, right? So we're going to fly in. I set my flying like normal so you can see. Go over here to this little hole in the ground. Remember where we found rats. Now, we're going to fly in and go all the way to the back of the cave. I'll show you where that's at. And we're going to drop down that little tube, if you guys remember. So follow along with me here. So ignore all these guys. You see these little tube stacks here? We're going to do our little trick. Remember, we're going to jump up. Jump up. Takes a second, but we can get up there. Come on. There we go. And then we're going to fall down into the center tube here. Which one is it? This one, right here. So the center tube. Let's go ahead and fall back down in there and go back to where we found rats for the final step in this mystery. Here we are. Okay, guys, let's round this off. So step 9 is super easy. Once you've gotten into Rat's location where we originally found her, we are going to go like this and equip the starry-eyed goggles from your toy bag. Remember those? Once you have the starry-eyed goggles equipped, you can now see this platform here, as well as a humming crystal. Click that, and we're going to use our Relic of Crystal Connections again to teleport ourselves up on top of this platform. And now you can see a locked chest and a decryption console. So, the code for this decryption console is going to be 84847078. Okay, let's go ahead and right click and enter that code. 84847078 and submit. Bingo, we can now loot the chest right next to it. Go ahead and do that. And you would normally see yourself unlocking the motorcycle here, but I've already done it on my main character, so woo! Celebrate. You didn't really get to see the dopeness there, but let's go jump on our motorcycle. You guys have done it. It's over. The mystery is solved for now. I've got some stuff I want to talk about at the end of the video here, but let's go jump on our motorcycle and see what's good, guys. Let's go. Oh, yeah, baby. What are you waiting for? Come on, let's jump on our bikes here, boys. We did it. It is done, guys. Well, let's just say we got our reward that we were seeking out. There's still a bunch of clickables and a bunch of stuff that people want to go investigate. But for now, guys, trust me on this. It is okay to rest your brain. I'm going to go over a lot of different stuff that we still have, lingering around in a separate video that talks about, like, the breakdown of the mystery, how we went through what we went through, how we solved all the different parts and stuff like that. Yeah, and just kind of how I felt when I was on the forefront of solving this whole thing. It was an excellent experience. I'm super proud of anyone who made it to this point. You have your bike. I also want to show you a cool little secret here. If you're on the bike and you open up your General Spells tab, you can now use a secret spell called the Override Sequence, which is pretty cool because it does this trippy little visual here and lets you enter number sequence codes on your bike. So yeah, there's still plenty of stuff to go over, and there's still lingering things in the air, but for now, guys, kick your feet up, ride around on this badass bike that you've got, and go have some fun, man. Dude, we did it. We made it through to the end, guys. It was a crazy journey, but you know what? I'm proud of anyone who stuck it out. I love you guys, and oops, I'm not wearing a pumpkin. There we go. I'm proud of anyone who stuck it out. I love you guys so much. Stay tuned for some of the other videos. I'm jumping in deep into some hardcore, so I'll be posting some of that. But like I said, for now, rest your brains and pat yourself on the back. You triumphed through the Felcycle secret mystery, and I'm proud of you all. Amazing, fun stuff. I love it. And until I see you guys again, you know how I say it, stay golden. Here's a little thing I want you guys to try. Once you've solved everything and unlocked your Felcycle, come back to the catacombs and right click this thing here and have fun.